one thing I like about him, one thing I do like about him, he's selling it. He's selling it, and he's making good money, and he's entertaining. I like it. That's kind of over the hill. He's gonna continue to shine. So I'm proud of him.
Floyd Mayweather has opened up about his alleged training sessions and sparring matches with Jake Paul. Reportedly, Jake is training with Floyd in preparation of his fight with Mike Tyson. The unlikely partnership between the undefeated boxing legend and the controversial social media star has garnered significant attention, and Mayweather's insight into their collaboration offer a glimpse into what fans can expect from the upcoming bout against Mike Tyson.
It was like, oh, I didn't get paid. It was just like I said before. He just want to keep his name out there. As long as he attaches his name to mine, he gonna keep my name out there. Remember what he said? He said, "Oh, Mayweather ain't gonna, he didn't pay me. He didn't pay me. Where's the lawsuit? If you didn't get paid, where's the lawsuit?" So it's a bunch of bullshit. But like I said before, they know what they're doing. Both brothers, Logan as well as Jake, they know what they're doing. So they're doing what they got to do. I can't knock.
Sparring with Mayweather has provided Paul with invaluable experience. One of the primary focuses of their training has been on improving Paul's defensive skills. Mayweather and Paul have also been working on strategic planning for the fight against Mike Tyson. Moreover, Mayweather acknowledged that their partnership might seem unusual to some. Floyd Mayweather's first words after training and sparring with Jake Paul paint a picture of a dedicated, hardworking fighter eager to improve and succeed. Mayweather's mentorship has already had a significant impact on Paul, enhancing his technical skills, mental toughness, and overall strategy. However, controversy persists around the Paul-Tyson match as 58-year-old Tyson steps back into the ring after a 19-year hiatus. Recently resurfaced remarks from a boxing icon who shared Tyson's era emphasized that although the bout is likely to attract many viewers on Netflix, some will respond with disapproval. Bernard Hopkins, for instance, has made it clear he won't be watching. Hopkins, who reigned as an undisputed middleweight champion throughout his nearly 30-year boxing career, candidly expressed to Fight Hub TV that Tyson is damaging both his reputation and his legacy by consenting to a bout with Paul. Paul, known for his masterful promotional skills, has shown he is willing to take substantial risks for a lucrative payout. Hopkins said of the fight, "I don't like it. I look at Mike differently in the way of my era, like people looked at Ali." Hopkins, a 59-year-old who retired in 2016, did not stop at just critiquing the event. He asserted he would find an alternative activity instead of watching the fight, dismissing it as a sideshow. He said, "I could watch two turtles race and be more excited. I just think it degrades Tyson." Despite his health issues, Tyson appears eager to face Paul. The 27-year-old ex-YouTube sensation rapidly gaining recognition in the boxing world, though legendary boxer Lennox Lewis has shown excitement about the match. Hopkins can be safely considered among its critics. Against the odds, Jake Paul secured his 10th win in his relatively brief boxing career on Saturday night in Las Vegas, triumphing over Mike Perry. This victory might have put an end to much of the skepticism and surrounding him, as doubts about the caliber of his opponents have persisted since he started his boxing path. Despite initial expectations that Paul would end up on the ground, questions still remain about Mike Perry's boxing experience and the size difference between the two, clearly driven by envy. He has consistently troubled his detractors over the years with ambitions soaring higher than Everest. This Ohio native relentlessly seeks out greater challenges. Despite his controversial journey from YouTuber to boxer, he appears to be garnering support from surprising sources, even from the upper ranks of modern boxing. Terrence Crawford acknowledged that he watched the event despite having a busy schedule. "Yes, I did watch the event," he responded when Ariel Helwani of MMA Hour questioned him about it. He also praised Paul's boxing prowess and stated how, except for a few minor problems like increasing his stamina, he has been admirably improving his game. In the end, the man has evolved from your average YouTuber. He now puts in a lot of training time and stays committed to his sport. Crawford is just a few days out from making his light middleweight debut against Israel Madoff at __ Stadium in Los Angeles. Eager to make an impact in his third weight class, he aims not only to push his own boundaries, but also has his sights set on an even bigger future challenge, Canelo Alvarez. He talked about the prospect of Paul taking on Mike Tyson as well. He really does not want this to happen. He said, "I wouldn't want to see Mike go in the ring and get hurt in a fight. Recent medical issues have complicated matters. He has contributed so much to the sport that I would not feel comfortable at all. They discussed Paul's future ambitions, which might include a championship bout or a move to the cruiserweight division. Crawford recognized Paul's strong right hand, but emphasized that Paul is building his career from the ground up just like any other boxing hopeful. He also pointed out that many well-known figures often seek to attach themselves to Paul's name for attention and financial gain. Crawford said Jake is still in the learning process, so he's taking his time, and that's what he should do: take his time. Keep getting better, keep learning new tricks in the ring, and gaining more experience. These years are crucial for Jake as he owns his skills and develops his boxing techniques. It's just a matter of time before we witness whether he will achieve success or face setbacks. Nate Diaz is among the select few who have faced Jake Paul up close in a boxing ring. Diaz has consistently pushed for a rematch, potentially in the octagon, but Paul has shifted his focus and has since achieved 3 additional knockout victories over Andre August, Ryan Borland, and Mike Perry. The ex-YouTuber was recently informed by WBA President Gilberto Mendoza that he might be in position for a genuine championship opportunity against Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. In a conversation with Inside Fighting, Diaz was asked about his prediction for the upcoming bout between Paul and Mike Tyson, the former youngest heavyweight champion. Diaz initially quipped that he wasn't really invested in the outcome. He said, "I don't underscore. Despite Tyson's long history of health issues and his occasional need for a walking stick due to sciatica, Diaz eventually aligned himself with the esteemed veteran heavyweight legend, predicting the winner of the fight." Diaz said, "Nah, Mike Tyson." Moreover, former UFC champ Tyron Woodley sees a strong possibility for Tyson. What fuels Woodley's confidence in Tyson's ability? Having shared the ring with Paul more extensively than many others, Woodley's perspective carries weight. He views Tyson's legendary abilities as a pivotal factor. How could a 58-year-old stand up to a 27-year-old? Woodley points out that Tyson's vast experience and rigorous training are crucial. Is this bout more than mere entertainment? Woodley believes Tyson's fighting techniques and ingrained muscle memory render him a serious threat. Will Paul be able to cope with such an iconic boxer? Tyson's age might be deceiving. Tyron Woodley offers a distinctive viewpoint on Jake Paul's forthcoming bout with Mike Tyson. Having shared the ring with Paul and extensively, Woodley maintains that Tyson remains a formidable opponent. Woodley said, "I'm a fan of the fight. Mike Tyson is 60, but are you trying to see Mike Tyson? So he's still got the same fear in your heart that he had a long time ago." Woodley explains that Tyson's peekaboo style, developed under Kato, remains effective. Woodley noted he was a trained machine of his specific body type, height, and power. They basically engineered a style that didn't exist before him. Tyson's ability to slip punches and deliver powerful hooks could be a game changer against Paul. Woodley said, "If Tyson has a flashback of a moment of a past fight, and he does that underscore to Jake, it's a wrap." However, Woodley acknowledges that Paul has youth on his side. He said the age is the only reason why Paul even has a chance, yet he insists Tyson's experience and muscle memory shouldn't be underestimated. Mike Tyson has not forgotten that. Woodley emphasized Jake Paul's latest bout against Mike Perry highlighted his formidable strength and relentless aggression. Perry found it challenging to defend himself, and Paul's unyielding attack gradually took its toll. By the 6th round, Paul's intense combination of strikes sealed the fight's outcome. Following Paul's win against Perry, he's now setting his sights on Tyson. This upcoming match has stirred up considerable excitement, with Woodley's perspectives emphasizing the potential for a captivating and unpredictable clash. Enthusiasts are keen to discover if Paul can stand up to Tyson's renowned prowess and strength. Jake Paul relentlessly pressured Mike Perry, consistently testing his ability to withstand punches. Early in the first round, Paul landed a solid jab that sent Perry crashing to the canvas. By the second round, Paul had Perry on the ground, once more demonstrating his determination. In the 6th round, Paul unleashed a flurry of powerful blows, ultimately knocking Perry down again and leading the referee to halt the fight as Perry seemed unsteady on his feet. After the fight, Paul acknowledged Perry, tweeting, "Mike Perry's heart is undeniable, and he's a combat legend, but respect to him for acknowledging my skills and handling the loss with class." Paul also lauded Perry's potential in combat sports. In response, Perry expressed astonishment at Paul's negative reputation and highlighted their sold-out arena as evidence that they were among the top fighters in the field. After his victory over Perry, Paul made it evident that he was eyeing other opportunities by challenging the current UFC light heavyweight champion Alex Pereira. However, this potential bout seems highly unlikely due to Paul's contractual commitments with the UFC and Dana White's reluctance to facilitate cross-promotional events. coupled with his apparent dislike for Paul. If the 58-year-old Tyson is unable to fight later this year, Darren Till, a fighter renowned for his achievements in mixed martial arts, has offered to take his place. Englishman Till wrote in a message posted to social media, "Per is under contract and Mike Tyson is in no fit state. I am the same size and weight. Are we fighting or not? I got ducked the last pull out with Tyson and they got that. Perry to step in instead of me. I'm here. And I'm going to say nothing else. I'll wait for the call." Till later elaborated on the situation to Submission Radio. He said, "I didn't even watch the fight, but from the clips I've seen it was atrocious. It was just low-level striking. Jake Paul was gassed after the first round. To be honest, I don't even know what Mike was doing in there. I'm actually quite speechless. Jake was terrible, and so was Mike. Meanwhile, Zhilei Zhang isn't opposed to the thought of sharing the boxing ring with Jake Paul. The Chinese sensation holds the No. 4 spot in the world heavyweight rankings, according to Ring magazine. However, he's open to facing Paul in a lucrative bout, even if it means stepping down in competition, he told Rays. When asked if he would box Paul, "I would try it. Why not if the opportunity presents itself? Then I will look at Jake Paul from this perspective. I believe that he came out of the influencer background as a boxer, but since he started boxing, he has become dedicated and trains with all the blood, sweat, and tears he's been through with transition since switching to professional boxing in 2018. The YouTube celebrity has amassed a 10-1 record despite the fact that the majority of those wins have come against veteran MMA competitors. Paul maintains that his primary goal in the sport is to win the world championship. WBA President Gilberto Mendoza has expressed his willingness to consider sanctioning a championship bout between Paul and former world champion Julio Cesar Chavez. George Zhang argues that the problem child still has a considerable journey ahead to prove himself as a competitor at the national level, much less on the global stage. Zhang added he's on the promotional side as well, so I think Jake Paul is attracting a lot of people to the sport, which is not bad at all. He needs more fights to prove himself if he wants to be at a national level, and I believe that he is on the way there. But he definitely needs more fights, and they need to be credible opponents to prove he is at that level." Zhang's victory over Joe Joyce in April 2023 to take the WBO interim title put him one fight away from a world title match. The victory made Zhang Alexander U6 mandatory. Big Bang defeated in their rematch 5 months later, but in March he was defeated by Joseph Parker for the title. But Zhang returned to winning ways last month, stopping Deontay Wilder in another horrific fashion. However, he needs to step it up at 41 years old if he wants to win the heavyweight title. It would be foolish to oppose the problem child. For this reason, Paul has primarily fought in the cruiserweight division throughout his career, but he's now adding bulk to step up to heavyweight for his upcoming bout against Mike Tyson on November 15th. Numerous figures in the boxing community have criticized the upcoming bout, express worry over Tyson's well-being as he prepares to go up against an opponent 31 years younger than him.
Asking the wrong guy. I'm a hardcore boxing fan. He's one of my heroes. I find it very sad, but it's a big event. I understand people are going to watch it, and it's entertainment, I guess, but for someone that idolised the guy growing up, yeah, not the best day. He's 58 years old.
Demetrious Johnson has been
clear about his stance. He's opposed to the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul match taking place recently. He expressed his reservations about the highly anticipated bout. Mighty weighed in on the challenges of this matchup and even offered his prediction on the outcome of the rescheduled fight. The flyweight champion appeared less than enthusiastic about this match, and he had compelling reasons for his stance. He asserted that Mike Tyson would falter in the contest due to his health issues. Tyson, a legendary figure, was once the youngest boxer to claim a heavyweight title and the first to simultaneously hold the WBC, WBA, and IF titles. However, at 58 years old, he faces a considerable age gap against his 27-year-old opponent, a former Disney star turned boxer. Although Tyson is long past his peak, Jake Paul is currently experiencing a stand-up phase in his boxing career, boasting only one loss, holding a 10-10 professional boxing record. The problem child is riding a 4-fight winning streak. His latest victory was a 6th-round TKO against former UFC fighter Mike Perry, achieved on Saturday in Tampa, Florida. Assessing all the circumstances, Demetrious Johnson declared on his YouTube channel, "I think he's going to knock out Mike Tyson. The reason why is because I think Jake Paul has a chin. He is going to be able to withstand any shot that Mike Tyson could throw at him." He predicted that as the fight progresses, Tyson will wear out, and that's when the problem child will make his move. This scenario could lead to the 27-year-old 58-year-old delivering a knockout blow to yet another legend, a spectacle Johnson dreads witnessing. While he has indicated he would cover the fight if it took place, he would do so reluctantly. Mighty Mouse has previously voiced his dislike for this matchup and his reluctance to see it unfold. What bothers him most is the age difference, and he's not pleased that Net is allowing this match to take place. He had previously suggested that Paul should face opponents like Tyron Woodley or Mike Perry, and Paul did recently fight Perry, emerging victorious. Johnson also brought up names such as George Masvidal. It's worth noting that Tyson and Paul were originally set to face off on July 20th. But the fight has been pushed to November due to health issues on Tyson's side. This provides Mighty Mouse with valid concerns regarding this matchup. On his YouTube channel, he had previously examined the fights of both Jake Paul and Mike Tyson in detail. In one particular video, he broke down a legendary bout featuring Tyson against Roy Jones Jr. The former UFC champion pointed out that the biggest challenge for Tyson would be to avoid being hit by one of Paul's moves. During his aggressive forward attacks, the baddest man on the planet tried to exploit the openings left by his larger swings and swift maneuvers. This strategy caused Jones to miss his strikes, allowing Tyson to advance with aggression. However, Tyson, now 58, faces a new challenge. Jake Paul is prepared with a counter known for his skill with uppercuts. As noted by DJ, Paul could potentially land a decisive jab while Tyson is attempting to close the distance. He added, and Jake Paul does have that uppercut that he hit homeboy with, that he could probably hit Mike Tyson with as well, because Mike Tyson does duck his head to get into the void and get across it. McGregor, a part owner of Finance, Perry's release after Perry's 6th-round defeat to Paul. Seizing the opportunity, Paul extended a job offer to Perry on his podcast. Paul said, "Mike Perry, as you got fired by Conor McGregor from Brook, we will hire you at Beer into a partnership and give you some sort of role. We'll figure out what that's going to be. He has a job for you, Mike Perry. We're just giving him another stream of income. He can keep fighting. We can maybe start a podcast with him or something. We'll figure it out." Paul clarified that although he and Perry may launch a podcast together, they haven't determined what to do with their partnership. Should Perry accept the offer? Perry made his UFC debut in August 2016 and has battled prominent fighters including Jake Ellenberger, Paul Felder, Donald Cerrone, and Jeff Neal. After transitioning to Book, he has enjoyed considerable success, clinching 5 major wins over notable opponents such as Michael Venom Page, Luke Rockhold, and Eddie Alvarez. McGregor took to social media platform X to deliver the news about allegedly firing Perry, writing, "Hey Mike, you're released and you can go and compete in your smelly dirty boxing championship thing. The smell of it, good luck, you're fired." Perry, on the other hand, challenged McGregor's right to dismiss him. In his post-fight press conference, Perry insisted that he holds co-ownership of Book and argued that McGregor lacks the authority to end his contract. Additionally, Perry boldly stated that McGregor would be no match for Paul in the ring. In order to defeat Perry, McGregor charged Paul with being a weight hypocrite and using performance-enhancing substances. Paul fired back by saying Perry is more courageous than the Irish star, writing, "Mike Perry is a beast and has a lot more balls than that little leprechaun." Meanwhile, it appears that Jake Paul's threat is the last thing Mike Tyson needs to feel. In an interview with Esquire, Tyson, who has resumed training since the health scare, pulled no punches, claiming, "I don't think Paul can hurt me." The heavyweight, who declared his retirement in 2005, has been active, participating in exhibition matches. In November 2020, he will face Roy Jones Jr. Although many were concerned about the 58-year-old's health, he is preparing for his first professional match since retiring and is not displaying any indications of fear or weakness. He stated that the champion doesn't seem to be close to hanging up his gloves. Tyson told Esquire, "This is all I started fighting for, to get all this status. I'm going to be chasing it for the rest of my life. I know that I'm never going to get what I want because I'm one of those gluttons for pain. I can never get enough." Paul understands he's diving headfirst into a high-stakes gamble against the baddest man on the planet. Even though the 28-year-old is at the pinnacle of his boxing career, his record is nothing compared to the famed resume of Mike Tyson. He told the Post in June, "I just want to take a risk. I think I'm crazy for this. I definitely am, because I don't think anyone would take the risk in this position. But that's just what makes me different. I'm not slowing down for anyone, and I want to stay active in the gym." He's Mike Tyson at the end of the day. He has lethal knockout power and is very, very experienced. I think it's going to be a brawl. Meanwhile, it's clear to many that Jake Paul will defeat Mike Tyson on November 15th. Nevertheless, a number of fans are hoping Tyson will surprise everyone and pull off an upset. Regardless of the outcome, the match between Paul and Tyson has generated immense interest, with expectations that will become become the most wagered fight in boxing history. Speaking to the New York Post, ESPN senior vice president and head of sportsbook Patrick J. said Jake Paul's fights averaged 17x more bets. Additionally, he held Paul responsible for increasing wagering active amongst fans regardless of his image within the sport. For many, Paul, a young powerhouse by Oscar de la Hoya standards, appears unstoppable following his recent victory over Mike Perry. E.T. Tyson's recent ulcer flare-up has raised fresh worries about his health as he ages, with a notable 30-year age difference likely to impact the outcome. Numerous fans are backing the problem child. However, Paul's manager disclosed that many were also banking on a win for Iron Mike. Badarian implied that Jake's abilities have always been doubted, leading many to bet against Paul against Israel. Mid-off Terence Crawford is a minus 750 favorite. However, as Badarian mentioned, the predicted outcome is rarely so one-sided. When the problem child enters the ring, Jake is minus 240 in his fight against Mike Tyson, and I have no doubt it will be the most bet combat sports event in history, Band told the New York Post, placing Paul in sharp contrast with Buds Crawford. In this particular situation, a number of fans responded to the information that was shared on X regarding the possible historic betting. While Jake Paul enjoys a strong following among younger fans, it's crucial not to underestimate Mike Tyson's knockout power. He could end the fight with just one punch. Nonetheless, some fans believe Tyson has no chance against the problem child. In their view, betting on Tyson would likely result in a loss for many.
Tyson's health concern you?
It concerns me a lot, Skip, because I'll be more concerned about Tyson the person than Tyson the boxer. I mean, we all know that, you know, at the age as you get older, you know, certain things affect your ability to perform. And then, you know, Tyson's 57. And if this is something that's gonna be a concern going into the ring, I'd rather not see him in the ring, truthfully, because it's bigger than entertainment.
As per fans, it is obvious that Paul would emerge victorious, so they decided to bet so much money on Jake Paul by knockout. They believe that everyone knows Jake will KO Tyson. They can therefore comprehend why Paul versus Tyson is thought to be the most anticipated bout. On the other hand, some disapproved the fans betting against a man who just had a medical emergency. It just shows that money does wonders, and these fans are hoping Mike does not get seriously injured against Paul. Fans have expressed concern for Tyson's well-being and expressed hope that the bout would not take place.
You know, it's all about life. And I love Tyson, but if this is not an issue, if he can bounce back and somehow, you know, ulcer is not a life-threatening issue for him, then I'm for it. You know, he's kept himself in relatively good shape as of lately. And if he feels like he can go and he meets all the necessary health protocols, then, you know, I'd love to see him out there and knock Jake Paul out. I mean, truthfully, or, you know, they never know. This could be a ploy to get more time to get more shape. I mean, no, but, you know, I don't know.
In a recent interview with Title Sports Network coach Larry Wade, who has trained notable fighters like Sean Porter and Caleb Plant prior to their clash with the former YouTuber, disclosed that it was Iron Mike who advocated for the bout to be a legitimate match. Larry Wade said, "Listen, Mike wanted it that way. I thought it was going to be an exhibition as well, but Mike said he wanted it to be a real fight. I don't know if he felt like he wanted to get something off his chest or not, but the one thing you better learn about Jake Paul is he's crazy." Jake's like, "All right, you want a real fight? I'm going to bring you a real fight." We'd added. So we were like, okay, well, Mike's just like any other fighter we got to line up against. We got much love for Mike, but at the end of the day, Mike is just another guy in the ring. We got to get out of there. The legendary boxer Floyd Mayweather has acknowledged the highly anticipated and contested fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.